Hello everybody, welcome to lesson 4. This week we are continuing with the thinking about the self unit, and our focus will be on making revisions for your This I Believe essays. Now you'll be posting your This I Believe essays in the writing workshops. They need to be posted there by midnight tonight. That's midnight Monday night, May 19th, 2014. And I have posted some directions in the writing workshop groups here. You'll notice that you'll see here that it says due May 21st, 2014, but that is for the writing workshop in its entirety. There are two parts to the writing workshop. The first, as you'll note here, it says you need to post a draft of your essay by midnight Monday, 5/19, and offer feedback on your peers' essays by midnight Wednesday. So that's May 21st is when you need to offer feedback. Excuse me, that's when it will close. So this is for the writing workshop in its entirety. Now I've also posted the names of the students who are in each group just in case you wanted to know, or you should only be able to access your own writing workshop group, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Now there are some writing workshop instructions that you'll need to look at here. That gives some specific directions, and these feedback guidelines, please pay attention to these because I will be grading your writing workshop participation based on how you use these prompts to guide your feedback to your peers' work. There are some questions here, and you'll be asked to help the writer get a sense of where she or he is in the drafting process, and this drafting stages will give you some information on what you can say to your peers in that regard. So that's the writing workshops. Again, have your draft of your This I Believe statement posted by Monday. Have feedback offered to your peers by Wednesday. And then the final podcast is due by midnight Saturday. Now you'll note that it's a podcast, not just the essay. There are some additional directions about the podcast that you'll need to take a look at here in the This I Believe podcast instructions that just give you some direction on how to record it. If you want to use Jing, you can. If you want to, it says here you choose which part of your screen you'd like to record. Maybe you have a PowerPoint presentation where you can just have an image. This isn't required, but you know, it is kind of nice for the person listening to your podcast, listening to you speak, to have something to look at. Again, you can use Jing, but you don't have to. If you have other MP3 or audio recording software, you are welcome to use that. But just so you know, if you run into problems with your audio recording software, if you don't quite know where to go with it, please let me know early in the week. Because if you approach me, I think I've mentioned this before, if you approach me Saturday at 11 o'clock or even earlier than that, I will be less willing to help and less forgiving because you did not approach me early in the week. So just be aware that you need to have some understanding of how to use the audio recording software, and if you don't have that, please seek it out early in the week. Earlier rather than later is much better. Now, besides posting your drafts, you'll be revising your essays based on some of the things you'll be reading in the prepare section here. There are really just three things: a presentation on organization and transitions, an essay about simplicity by William Zinsser, and an essay about why we need to edit. Now, in the simplicity document, I think the main point that Zinsser's trying to get across is, I think in his last paragraph here, 2 sentences. Writing is hard work. A clear sentence is no accident. Now, writing is hard work. I'm sure you've noticed that for yourself. And writing clearly is even harder work. And it is, but it's much easier for a writer to read things that have been written well, and that the writer has put in the hard work, rather than the reader having to put in the hard work to understand it. And he mentions that a couple of times in here, that the writer is being given too much unnecessary work by the writer. Now, the writer can be clear, can write it clearly, can put in the hard work first of all, and it will be a much more charitable act for the writer, because good writing really is a charitable act for readers. It allows them to come to some understanding of what you're trying to say. I'm not saying that your writing has to be easy. You can write hard things. You can challenge your readers, but you need to do it in a clear way. You need to write clearly, those kinds of things. So just some pointers based on the Simplicity essay by William Zinsser. He's a great memoirist. So you can take his word on these things. And that's really pretty much everything for the week. When you go to submit your This I Believe podcast, don't forget to fill out the evaluation, which you can find right here. And that is everything I have for you. So if you have questions or concerns about anything, please do feel free to let me know. My inbox is always open.